Hey y'all, it's Dr. Kirk. Ask Dr. Kirk, episode 16. So today's question comes from a Gretchen in Dublin, Georgia. Gretchen, I love your name, by the way. You don't see a lot of Gretchens anymore. I think we need to bring that one back. Miss Gretchen writes, my child is now 12 years old and way too old to not know how to swallow a pill. Dr. Kirk, help. How do I teach a child how to swallow medicine? Oh, Gretchen, I love this question. Okay, but I do need to admit that my answer to this and what I do with patients, and I did my own children, is actually a technique that I need to give credit to a pediatrician at MCG that I learned this from. I won't say their specific name, but I will tell you that I'm going to give credit to my brothers and sisters over where I trained at MCG in Augusta for giving me this tip. But the trick is, well, first off, let me talk about having issues swallowing. Okay, so having issues swallowing is a very common thing, being able to swallow pills, and it's because of our gag reflex. So a lot of people have a very sensitive gag reflex. When we're young, we all have a very sensitive gag reflex because that's the way God made us. And it's a very great thing. It's a great defensive mechanism because think about how important the airway is. For that to get blocked is, of course, very deadly. So what happens is the way God designed us in his genius design is that our gag reflex is very sensitive young. So that way, the slightest little thing, we're going to eject all the stomach contents and help clear the airway. So it's a great defensive mechanism. But this is the same reason why children, when they have something like bronchitis, can cough, 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 and they accidentally trigger their gag reflex and they vomit. I get patients coming in all the time. Poor worried moms with a kid with bronchitis will say, and he threw up. And I have to say, okay, did he throw up? Like, I turn green and I throw up? Or did he cough, 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 throw up? That's two different things now because one of them you're going to give the child Zofran. One of them, all the Zofran in the world ain't going to work. So that's actually one of the skills as a parent is learning how to tell the difference in your child between are they turning green and throwing up or are they cough, 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 trigger my sensitive gag reflex designed by God and throw up. So there's another little tip for you, kind of as an aside. Gretchen, so here's how we do it. What we need to do is we need to train our gag reflex to not immediately go when something touches the very back of our throat or the first part of our pharynx or first part of our throat. So the trick that we do is a candy called Smarties. You familiar with Smarties? So the little round little things that come in a little tube, right? Or not a tube shaped, cylinder shaped, whatever. Smarties. So Smarties, those are candies that will dissolve when they encounter liquid. So Smarties, you can take one of the little Smarties and you break it up into fourths, into eighths, into sixteenths, as small of pieces as you want. But what you do is with your child, you get a thing of Smarties and you break it up into small things and then make this fun now. Give them a bottle of whatever they want to, root beer or cream soda, I don't know, whatever the kids are drinking these days. And let them use that to wash this down. So they start with the smallest little thing of Smartie and they put it on the back of their tongue. So they get that sensation of something is on the back of my tongue and let them wash it down. Well, what's going to happen is when they take a sip of that cream soda, is what I'm going to say. I love cream soda. The Smartie will almost immediately dissolve. So it's not going to choke them. But yet they'll still get the sensation of that I'm putting something on the back of my throat, back of my tongue, and let me wash it down. So when they get done with that, they can work their way up as they practice this, work their way up to, a little bit of a bigger chunk of a Smartie or a little bit of bigger chunk of that and get that sensation of something on the back of my tongue and I'm washing it down. Meanwhile, the liquid's just making it dissolve, so it's not choking the poor child as they're trying to do this, but it starts to train the gag reflex. And as you make your gag reflex less and less sensitive doing that, they will eventually be able to take a full Smartie, work towards this, take your time, and take a sip and wash it down. And that way, they don't have to, well, get everything in liquid. Or here's the other alternative, is get shots. And so that's the other motivation factor you tell your child is like, number one, look, dude, you're 12. At your weight and height, it takes a lot of liquid. And the pharmacists around here, trust me, you ask them, they're not going to make you a dang turbo chug mini keg of medicine anymore. That's just too much. So the only other alternative is if you don't learn how to swallow pills, then you just have to get your medicine in shots. Man, tell your child that, and they're going to be like, okay, let's practice with the Smarties. So hopefully that helps you out, Miss Gretchen. That is a great question. Spread this around. Make sure you share and like this video, and tell your family and friends, this is how we train the gag reflex so that my child can then swallow pills. Great question. Y'all keep them coming. This was Ask Dr. Kirk, episode 16. I'm working through these questions as fast as I can, but y'all keep on bringing them, because I don't plan on going nowhere. We're going to keep this one thing going. So love y'all, mean it. Jesus loves you. Tell somebody about Jesus today, will you?